So I copied my patch, okay, to here, DB backup, okay. DB backup is available. So I will unzip the patch. This is the patch, okay. Okay, it's unzipped. So you got this one, direction, okay. Um, okay, readme file, okay. So, okay. Readme dot txt, okay. So we are replying to HTML. On which directory, okay. So what we do is pwd backup on okay. So then is the backup and readme. Okay. So this is the patch information. Okay. So what is it? Database Jan 2020 release update revision. Okay. Mm, so from 12 to, so they are calling as RU patches. Okay, release update you can say. So prerequisite, okay, is it to take a backup of the Oracle home panel. See here, yesterday we discussed that. Um, yeah. So this is the patch information. Okay. So to install this one, the Oracle must have the 12010 should be there. Okay. So let's go to here. Okay. Open the terminal. Okay. Twelve two oh one zero. So I can install on my version. Okay. So 12210. Okay. the patch is Oracle rolling. If rack is there, so you can perform the rolling installable. Rolling means one instance you can bring down, apply for one instance, and then so like that in a rolling fashion you can do. So this is some information about data about all these things. So pre-request, so it is highly recommended to take the Oracle home binaries and central inventory prior to applying patches. Okay. So Oracle home binaries yesterday we discussed. So what is central home inventory? Central home inventory is nothing but if you come here, okay. So etc ora anst.loc. So this one is the central home inventory. So you have to take the backup of that also. Okay, inventory. Then OPATCH utility. So you must use the OPATCH utility version. So OPATCH also they will mention. So which version you have to use to apply the patch, that OPATCH version they will mention. Okay, so how you can check the OPATCH version? So what you do, I will set the path. Path is equal to dollar path dollar Oracle home patch patch version. So Oracle install it says 12016. Okay. So if you come here, it says 12.0121. We need the OPatch version. Okay. So then I cannot apply the patch with this version. Okay. So patch version just like 12.0116. So what I have to do? So if you don't have that, okay. So it says Oracle you use the latest OPatch version for 12, which is available for download from my Oracle support patch. Okay, from here you can see. Okay, so I don't have this. So what I'll do here is which patch it is? 31212219. Okay, so what I'll do is just here and then store not okay. Updates. Which patch is this? 31212219. 31212219. This is the next version. Click on this. Okay. Read me. So here the patch utility. So from here I can download the okay. So select a release. So OPatch 12.2 for DBA releases supporting universal installer. Okay. Product description, Linux and okay. Here, selective release description. Okay, so this is 12 to 1 selective release. Let it check. Oh, 10. 12 to 10. Okay, OPATCH of version for the working. August patch, not August patch. Which one is this? This is 2020 July, July 14. Okay, this, that, down with this. So this is also important. So OPATCH version, okay, so you have to read in the document clearly. Okay, so this is must. Okay, so which OPATCH version it needs, that also it will tell. Okay, so if it is a lower version, you have to download, okay, update with the higher version. Okay. So, but if it is higher version, so it is asking like 12 to 0121. Okay. Mhm. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, okay, so select the release. I gave equal to 10 and platform and down. It failed actually. Can you see my screen?
No, sir. Yeah, now
Okay.
it is okay. Okay.
So I download it. So what I'll do is I'll go open the terminal. Mhm. DB backup. Okay. So there is something LRD MNTHGFS. Okay. So which one? Last one is the my OPATCH. So what I'll do, I'll copy this last one. Okay. CDMNT downloads P6 to DB backup. Okay. So in this implementing, I will unzip this P6. Okay. So patch has come. So what I'll do is before that, I will bring my database down. SQL check media. Then what I'll do here is which patch. Okay, I did not say. My OPatch will be here. So OPatch. What I'll do here is I will move the older version of OPatch to OPatch underscore something like old. Okay. Then I will move from DB backup this OPatch which I unzip from the DB backup. I will move to this location. Paste. Okay. So now, okay, instance is shut down. Which OPatch. Okay. Export path is equal to dollar path colon dollar oracle home OPatch. Okay. So let's see which OPatch. Hmm. Okay, try OPatch version. So now it is showing 12.2.01.21, right? Previously, how much is how where we check that one? Here we check. Yep. So here when we check OPatch version, it showed 12.2.016. Now 12 to 0121. Okay, so as per the document, OPATCH version should be 12 to 121 or later. Okay, so at least you need to have 12 to 121. So I got that. So next installation, patch pre-installation instructions. So you come here, patch installation instructions, post installation, okay, pre-installation instructions. So here you can see, before you install this one, okay, revision, perform the following actions to check the environment and to detect any, resolve any interim patches conflicts. Okay, so applying database patch 12.01 updates. Okay, this is a separate patch, OJVM patch we call. Okay, this is not required now. Enterprise with environments with grid infrastructure. So we don't have grid infrastructure now. Okay, so directly what we do, interim patch conflict detection. So you need to check whether any conflicts are there for this patch. So for that, what I'll go, I am in this directory only where my patch is there, right? DB backup where my patch is there. So from here, what I'll do is I'll run this command. So it will check the conflicts, because if there is any conflicts, okay, it will show this. We have to check this before only. Okay, so it says prerequisite passed. So it means we are good to apply this patch. If it says like fail, means you cannot apply this patch. Okay, so now it says patch is okay, it's passed. Okay, next is come down. Okay, patch install. If you are using data guard, we are not using data guard. If this is a rack, we are not using it. If this is a not rack environment, so we are, ours is a not rack environment. Shut down all instances and listeners associated with the Oracle home that you are updating. So shut down all instances and listeners means whatever the databases that are using that Oracle home on which you are applying the patch. So you have to bring down those databases and listeners also. So set your current directory to the directory where the patch is located. So here I am already in this patch directory. So that's what they are saying. So you have to go to that directory. Okay. I already unzipped and I went to that directory, and you can run the OPATCH apply. So before that, you see OPATCH, less patches. So there are no interim patches. So it says no patches is there. So what I'll do now, I will apply OPATCH apply. So verify environment and performing prerequisite checks. Do you want to proceed? You give yes. Is the local system ready? So it is saying, so please shut down Oracle instances which are using this form. Okay. And if it is ready, just go to Y. And it will back up the files. Okay, now it is doing backing up the files. Okay, so now it backed up the files. Now it is applying the patch to this form.
So we have the topic of data guard is also we need to cover, right, sir?
Yeah, that's something else. Okay, so it says OPATCH completed with warnings, so you can ignore some warnings, so you will get this is the log file. So what are we use and go to the end. OPATCH session completed. So this sometimes you can ignore. Okay, so error one can be ignored. Okay, so patch successfully applied. You can see patch successfully applied. Okay, so then next is you have to apply the run some commands in the database. So post installation instruction. So here standalone database. So what you have to do, connect SSD startup and run this data file. Okay. So what I'll do, mm, let me start my database. Startup. Okay. So to go to OPATCH direction, click, then run this data patch workbooks. Five workbooks. So it's completed. So patch apply success. Now if you do OPATCH list patches, see now it is showing this one. So this patch is applied. Okay, and from the database, which is there will be one more command. DBA. So you can see 12.201 data patch. Okay. So is applied. DBMS Jan 2020 RU patch. So from 12 version, so we call previously we used to call it PSU patch, patch recovery. Now from 12 we are calling as RU patch. And you can see here Jan 2020 patch. Okay. So if you see here, okay. So Jan 2020 release update. Okay. So and the important thing after applying the patch is check the invalids. This is the important thing. So what happens means when you update the apply the patch, there will be some objects like tables or some mainly packages. Those becomes invalid. How you can check the invalid objects from DBA underscore objects. Select count of star from DBA underscore objects where status is not equal to value. So you are checking which are not valid. So one is invalid. So what is that? Let's check. Select object name, object type, owner from DBA underscore objects where status is not equal to value. So some view has become invalid. Okay. So if you see like invalids, so there is a script in RDBMS admin Oracle Home RDBMS admin utlrp.sql. So this script, what it will do, it will compile all the objects, okay, and it will make the objects valid. Okay, so post patch. So whenever you apply the patch, before patch and after patch, better you check these things. Okay, check how many invalids are there. Before applying the patch, you collect the information because sometimes what happens, see here, see one thing is that so this will try to compile the objects. Okay, so again try to check the invalids. No, it shows zero, right? So like this, okay. So you will, it will compile, but sometimes what happens is it will still show the invalid. So that is the reason why what you have to do is you have to collect this information before patching also, because you have to make sure that this is not due to the patch. Okay, this was there invalid before also, because what happens is it depends on the on what object. So let's say you created a procedure and you created a procedure on one table. Let's say procedure is nothing but some program. So but after that you deleted the table, so the dependent program, that procedure will become invalid. So even though if you recompile n number of times, it won't become valid because it's broken. Means the table on which the program is dependent, that table is dropped. If the table is dropped, so your procedure which is dependent on that table become invalid. So how many, whatever the number of times you compile, it won't become to value. So that kind of objects may be there. So some application developers, okay, they might have done something, because of that, because of that, the object might have become invalid. Okay, so that is the reason why. So before patching only, you have to collect that object. If you find any invalid, just collect that object, so that after the applying the patch, you may still find that. If someone asks, okay, someone may say that this is because of patch, so you can say that this was there before when the patch also. Okay, so it's not due to the patching. Okay, so this is the important step which you have to do. Okay, before applying the patch, so you collect this information. Okay, if you find any, if you don't find any, okay, that's also fine, because it's just for validation. So after applying the patch, okay, you just see if you find any objects invalid. So that is because of patching only, right? If you see any invalids after the patch, okay, then try to do the UTL also. Let's say if you don't find like any invalid, no need of running this script, that UTL also, because no, nothing is invalid, right? Only if you find anything is invalid, then only you run the UTL. Okay, and again check. Sometimes it may resolve, sometimes it may not resolve. So that's because some dependency which may be there before the patching. So this is the important. Okay, so this is for the upgrading the catalog. So if you are using catalog for Argon, okay. So I think that's done. So this is the deinstallation. So if you want to deinstall, you have to use the OPATCH rollback ID, give that ID number. Okay, so then again connect to the database, data patch, workforce. Okay, so it will update in the database. Okay, and then again do that. So this is for the rack, data guard, everything. So always, okay, remember you have to follow the document for any patch. Though you have done any number of patches, so always it is good practice to follow the document, because sometimes there may be, like mostly for RU patches which will be released for every quarter, the procedure will be same mostly for this. But sometimes you apply like one-off patch. One-off patch means, let's say you had hit some bug, so Oracle will release the patch for only that bug. So it will say like apply this patch. So for that kind of patches, sometimes there may be a different procedure. Overall be the same. There may be like some additional steps that may be included in the document. So you have to read the document, and main thing is OPATCH version also you have to cross check. Okay, in the document they'll mention which OPATCH version we have to use. Okay, so and if you have the OPATCH version greater than that what they mentioned, that's fine. But if we have the OPATCH version less than what they mentioned in our case, so then what you have to do? So you have to download that OPATCH version and replace the existing OPATCH version with the new OPATCH tab. Okay. Then you have to start applying the patch. So this is the patching. Okay. Simple. In the standalone database, it will be simple. If you go to that, it will be bit complicated in the sense there you will have multiple instances. What you will bring down one instance down, then you will apply the patch, and then you will bring up the database, bring up the instance, then you go to the other instance. So like that you will do. It's called as a rolling, see, no downtime. So rolling fashion you will do in the rack, okay, with high availability. Okay. So users can access the database, okay, from other instance. And one instance you can bring down and apply the patch. And once it is up, you divert connections to that applied patch instance and go to the other instance and bring down that instance, apply the patch on that and bring the patch instance up. So like that in a rolling fashion. Okay. But whenever it is a standalone, so you have to bring down the complete database. There is no option. Okay. Do you have any doubts on this?
Yes, sir. No doubts.
Simple. Okay.
Sir, and one thing, while creating the database by using DBCA, there itself we have to there itself we need to set the parameters by selecting the option uh, this one, SGA target and all. Automatic option is there, no?
Yes, yes. So you can either select while creating the database or later also you can change.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah. Later
like
means there are some static parameters and dynamic parameters. While setting the values for static parameters, we have to rebounce the database, and for the to change the dynamic
yes,
parameters while running itself, we can change. No, can you please show me the example for
yes.
that, sir, for dynamic one? How to change
Okay.
yeah, the value?
Dynamic one. Okay. So let's see. So parameter memory. So I think you can see the memory target is this much. Okay. So this is the dynamic parameter. Okay. So dynamic parameter in the sense you can change this value, but you cannot change the value beyond this memory max target. Okay. So if you want to increase this, then you have to do with the SP file. So how alter system set, let's say, let me increase the memory target to 2 gig. Scope is equal to both. It won't work because it says it cannot go beyond this value. This is the upper limit. So I cannot increase that also. Alter system set memory max target is equal to 2G. Scope is equal to both. Because this is a not a dynamic parameter. So what I have to do, I have to change with scope is equal to SP file. I'm increasing with scope is equal to SP file. It changed, but it won't be in effect. If you see show parameters, memory max target, it will show 1470. So what I'll do is I'll rebound my data.
Sir, how do we differentiate whether it is a static parameter or dynamic parameter?
Yeah, that you can see from $V parameter data.
Okay, okay.
Okay, then it's not a so says so memory max target is dependent on one value, that is this value. So you have to increase, there will be one temp file system which will be created. So that will go like up to 1.8 gig. So I cannot change this. What I'll do is I cannot increase beyond that. So what I'll do, mm, your play, create the from set the DBA change back to my memory max target to um, okay, 152, and then my experience DBA. So always remember memory target is dependent on there will be one file system on your Unix. Okay, so if you come here, this one, Dave SSM shared memory, you cannot go to 2 GB. Maximum is 1.8 gigs only you can go. Okay, so if you come here, show parameter memory max 1427 M. So what I'll do, I will create SP file from this one. Okay, then I will shut down the check media. So memory target. What I'll do is I'll decrease it. Alters target equal to, I'll give like 1200 M. Scope equal to. So show parameter memory. It changed. This is a dynamic parameter. Memory max target is not a dynamic, so you have to go with the rebounds, and that is again dependent on that Dave SHM. Okay, I cannot go up to 1.8 gigs. I can go. Now it is 1472 MB. Okay, let's see. Alter system set memory target is equal to 1600 M. Scope is equal to 55. Then I will. It won't come into effect anyhow. Right. So memory max is 1472. Shut media startup. Show memory max. You can see 1600 M. So I cannot dynamically change this memory max target, but memory target I can change. And memory target is the maximum. This is the value memory target can go. But this value you cannot increase dynamically. If you want to increase, so you have to do this, go with a file and then rebound the system. Now I can increase my memory target to 16. So describe v dollar tab. So here we can see name and go for this. So paste from $3 parameter is name by memory or name format. So where is memory target? So memory target is sys modifiable. Is sys modifiable? Is you can change it as immediate. Okay. Memory max target it says as false. So you have to rebound. This is not a dynamic parameter. So you have to rebound. Okay. So like this, you can see which parameters can be changed immediately and which cannot be changed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So today I'll stop. Tomorrow we'll start performance tuning. Just one topic is there, so that will complete. Then data will come. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, bye.